There's a silence that doesn't calm. It corrodes. It seeps into you grain by grain until you start to wonder if you were ever really there at all. Imagine standing in the middle of a room, visible in every way, and still being unseen. That was my childhood. Lena, my sister, had a glow that drew laughter like moths to a flame. My brother Aaron, every mistake was softened by excuses and forgiveness. And me, Derek, the one in the middle, I became the ghost that kept everything in order. My grades flawless, my room spotless, my chores done before being asked. But none of it mattered. Achievement didn't bring praise. It only earned silence. By 16, birthdays became just another Tuesday. No cake, no card, not even a glance. That year, when the day slipped past unnoticed, something inside me closed like a door. At 18, after another year of silence, I stopped waiting. No fights, no tears. I packed a duffel bag, slid in the wrinkled bills I'd saved from my bookstore job, and walked out. I didn't leave a note. I wanted to see if my absence could finally make me visible. Days passed. Weeks. No call, no text. Their silence was my answer. I had never been part of their story. My first apartment was a shoebox I shared with Raphael. Floors that groaned, a boiler that hissed, a heater that ticked like it was counting down. But it was mine. That quiet wasn't suffocating anymore. It was freedom. I worked at a diner, balancing trays that felt heavier than my body some nights, scrubbing counters until my hands cracked. On the bus home, I'd watch people laugh into their phones or haul grocery bags, and I'd think, at least my effort matters now. Rent paid, ramen eaten, classes at community college survived. Proof I existed, even if only to myself. Slowly, I found pieces of belonging. Mel, who ran the campus podcast, always kept a seat open for me. Drew, who believed duct tape could fix anything, once stayed up past midnight repairing my lamp because he knew I couldn't replace it. They never asked for my backstory. They didn't need to. Their acceptance was simple, unforced. I never told them my family hadn't pushed me out, but simply forgotten I was there. Because sometimes invisibility cuts deeper than outright rejection. Still, reminders crept in. A mother shielding her son from rain at a bus stop. A father unloading groceries, grinning as his daughter clutched a loaf of bread like treasure. Little moments that cracked me open. For a breath, I'd ache for what I missed. Then I'd remember the silence of forgotten birthdays, the emptiness of unanswered absence. They hadn't searched. They hadn't asked. They had simply let me go. 2 years later, my phone buzzed with my father's number. My chest tightened, but I let it ring. His voicemail was stiff, rehearsed. Hey, it's me. Just checking in. Call us back. No apology. No acknowledgement of years gone. Just shallow words like a stranger reaching out. Then Lena texted. Dad's trying to reach you. It's important. Curiosity pulled me to her social feed. There they were. Aaron beaming with his new Xbox. Lena glowing under Christmas lights. Family photos lined with perfection. And me, absent as if I'd never existed. Their sudden concern didn't feel like love. Felt like obligation. When I finally agreed to meet Dad at a cafe, he looked smaller, shoulders slumped, smile brittle. He stirred his coffee but barely drank. He spoke of how different the house felt, how they assumed I'd been with friends. I asked him the only question that mattered. Why now? His eyes shifted. Then came the truth or a version of it. My grandmother had died. The family was strained. They wanted to reconnect. Not for me, for appearances. They hadn't missed me when it cost them nothing. They noticed only when it was convenient. I stood, heart hammering, and said what he never had. You didn't call when I left. You didn't ask if I was okay. You let me disappear. His apology skimmed the surface, never reaching the wound. He wanted me to step back into the same story where I had always been erased. Couldn't. The calls continued. Photos of the old house. Lena insisting Dad was hurting. For weeks, I let them sit unanswered, weighing the pull of old ties against the life I'd built. Then, finally, I sent my last message. I hope you're well. I've built a life I'm proud of. I'm not reopening old wounds. Please respect that. Then I turned my phone off. And for the first time, silence wasn't a curse. It was peace. Life after that wasn't cinematic, it was steady. Ordinary. Mine. I earned my degree, worked tech support at the library, picked up freelance gigs. Friends checked in because they wanted to, not because they had to. Neighbors waved when I walked by. Bit by bit, I learned, family isn't blood. Family is chosen. I don't hate the people I came from. Hate is heavy, and I've carried enough weight already. What I keep is distance, measured, deliberate, protective. I stopped waiting for an apology that could never rewrite the past. Healing wasn't about confrontation. It was about choosing, every day, where to place my effort and who deserved it. Sometimes people ask if I'd ever go back. My answer is simple. Going back would mean becoming that invisible child again. And I refuse. Maybe my family will always tell their version, that I left without reason. That's their burden. My truth is different. My truth is the quiet apartment where music hums me to sleep. The friends who ask about my day because they mean it. The work I chose, the life I built. Not because I was lifted up, but because I was let go. And in that absence, I finally learned how to stand. If Derek's journey touched you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more powerful stories about healing, resilience, and finding your own voice. And share this with someone who needs to hear that sometimes, walking away is the first step toward peace.